eat in peace.
Happy birthday.
Fries.
Yeah,
Eat fries.
yeah, other day.
Okay, you want to else food?
I'm so kind of. He's the biggest in the world. Yeah, they can do it. They all eat
Every now and then, the internet stumbles across a story so chaotic, so messy, and so emotionally raw that nobody can look away. And this time, this one has the whole timeline shaking. Because out of nowhere, whispers began spreading that Moneybagg Yo, the same man who once stood 10 toes down behind Ari Fletcher, the same man who bragged about spoiling her like a queen, was suddenly out here fighting back real tears. And not because of love, not because of heartbreak, but because folks are claiming that Ari didn't just leave him. According to the streets, she walked away with something he never expected to lose, something deeper, heavier, something that cuts a man right to the core. People online are saying Ari Fletcher didn't just dump Moneybagg Yo. She allegedly hit him where it hurt the most: his pride, his pockets, and his entire sense of control. But here's the twist.
And that was me in the picture, pregnant. How much I like it? Woo! That was me.
So you had a little bite.
And unfortunately, I had a miscarriage, and that appears, but yeah, I was pregnant. I didn't have to take care of.
Nobody expected what came next. Not the fans, not the blogs, not even Bagg's closest supporters. One moment, everything looked normal. Flashy pics, luxury trips, sweet captions, matching outfits. And the next, silence. A silence so loud that the entire internet froze and started putting the pieces together like FBI agents. What went wrong behind those mansion doors? What made Moneybagg Yo break down in private? And why are fans saying Ari played the entire game smarter than everyone thought? Tonight, we're going deep into this story. Deeper than the IG comments, deeper than the TikTok whispers, deeper than the surface tea. Because the internet didn't just wake up and create this narrative out of nowhere. No, this mess has been boiling for a long time. And the way everything exploded, it's giving betrayal, strategy, revenge, and survival all wrapped into one. So get comfortable, because what nobody expected was how far this breakup would go and how emotional the fallout would become.
This is so funny. I actually stalked Moneybagg Yo while he was dating Ari.
What?
Yes. And his homeboy was like, "Oh, he wants your number." I'm like, "Okay, shit." So I got his number. and we're hitting me up the same day, like, "Come through tonight. We're having a little party." And I slide through, and I was drunk, horny. We saw it. No condom.
From the very beginning, Moneybagg Yo and Ari Fletcher were not just another celebrity couple. They were a brand, a lifestyle, a walking reminder of what happens when two strong personalities come together and try to build something powerful, but also something fragile. Their love story didn't start with flowers and butterflies. No, it started with fire, attention, and both of them stepping out of previous relationships with baggage that hadn't even cooled down yet. Ari, bold and outspoken, had already built her reputation as someone who doesn't fold for anybody. People loved her because she wasn't scared to clap back, wasn't scared to stand on business, and definitely wasn't scared to walk away from situations that didn't honor her worth. She had already lived through public heartbreak, public shade, and public judgment.
You break up with Bobby?
I did break up with him. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because he had me.
So when she stepped into Moneybagg Yo's life, she came in with her guard up, but also with a heart that was ready to feel something real again. Moneybagg, on the other hand, had spent years navigating fame, temptation, rumors, and the pressure of keeping his career hot. He was seen as the cool, calm, confident dude who rarely let people see him break. But with Ari, something shifted. He didn't hide her. He didn't downplay her. He made it known loud and clear that she wasn't just arm candy. She was someone he wanted by his side. And for a while, it worked, really worked. They traveled the world. They did extravagant birthdays. They exchanged gifts that could pay off an entire neighborhood's rent. Fans loved their chemistry, their jokes, their arguments, their makeup moments. It was messy, it was loud, it was passionate, and for a while, it felt unbreakable. But here's the thing about passion. It burns bright, and sometimes it burns out even faster.
I do want to let y'all know that, like, that whole little thing, it wasn't about, like, no cheating or, like, it had nothing to do with nobody else. Like, it was something, like, solely between me and him. Like, it didn't have nothing to do.
Behind the scenes, cracks were forming, financial disagreements, expectations, lifestyle differences. People close to them said the relationship wasn't just emotional, it was business. Money mixed with love, and love mixed with power. And when you blend all of that inside one relationship, something eventually snaps. Around the time the public started noticing fewer pictures, fewer posts, fewer matching vacations, insiders began whispering that things were shifting for real. But nobody realized how deep the situation actually went. Because according to the talks across social media, the real tension didn't come from cheating allegations or petty arguments. No, fans say the real explosion happened because Ari felt used. She allegedly felt like she was carrying too much, giving too much, investing too much, only for Bagg to take her loyalty for granted. And when Ari reaches her limit, she doesn't explode, she exits. Quietly, strategically, completely. And that's exactly what people say happened. One day she was there, and the next, gone. No warning, no long captions, no dramatic goodbye, just silence that spoke louder than anything she could have said. But the story didn't end there, not even close. Because shortly after the breakup, whispers started spreading. Rumors took a dark turn. Fans started claiming that Ari had been funding more of their lifestyle than people realized, that she contributed more than she ever bragged about, and that when she walked out, she didn't walk out empty-handed. Screenshots, TikTok voiceovers, anonymous comments, all claiming that Ari allegedly took control of certain finances, certain deals, certain partnerships. Not stealing, not scamming, not doing anything illegal, just reclaiming things that she says already belong to her. And that's when the emotional part began. People online started talking about Moneybagg Yo breaking down behind closed doors, not because of lost jewelry, lost cars, or lost money, but because he allegedly felt blindsided, betrayed, unprepared. And that's the thing about pride. Once it gets cracked, it's hard to put it back together. Insiders claimed he didn't expect Ari to be the one to walk away first. He didn't expect her to leave so fast, so clean, so confident, and he definitely didn't expect her to detach herself from him financially. That's what reportedly shook him. That's what made him feel like the ground dropped under his feet. Because love is one thing, but losing someone who helped you more than you realized, that hits different. And the craziest part? People say Moneybagg tried to fix things, that he reached out, that he apologized, that he tried to rebuild the bridge she had already burned down. But Ari, she wasn't interested. She wasn't heartless, just done, emotionally exhausted, finished with trying to fix something that had been broken too many times. And that's when the rumor started that Moneybagg Yo cried. Not loud, messy sobs, not dramatic movie crying, just that silent, heavy kind of emotional moment men usually hide because they're scared of looking weak. That's the kind of crying people say he experienced. And honestly, who wouldn't? Because think about it. You lose the love of your life. You lose the lifestyle you built together. You lose the emotional support you didn't even realize you needed. And on top of that, you lose control of your own narrative. That's enough to break anybody. People close to the situation supposedly said Bagg wasn't eating right, wasn't sleeping right, wasn't focused. The breakup didn't just hurt his heart, it hit his mind, his ego, his sense of direction. And when people online started dragging him, making memes, asking where Ari went and who she was with, it just made everything worse. Meanwhile, Ari remained calm, composed, unbothered, posting soft life content, traveling, glowing, leveling up as if nothing had ever happened. And the internet noticed. They said she looked free, peaceful, lighter. And that's the part that stung Moneybagg the most. Because sometimes the hardest pain isn't watching someone leave, it's watching them heal without you. Fans started saying Ari finally realized her worth, that she stopped trying to fix someone who wasn't ready to be fixed, that she stopped shrinking herself to make him feel stronger. And whether that's true or not, the world definitely saw a shift in her energy. Meanwhile, Bagg was left facing himself, his choices, his consequences, without the woman who had been riding beside him through the highs and the lows. And what nobody expected was how publicly the emotional fallout would play out. One day, he posted a cryptic tweet. Another day, he deleted a photo. Fans analyzed every lyric, every IG story, every expression on his face. They said he looked tired, hurt, lost, the type of pain you can't hide no matter how tough you act. And that's when the internet started saying something that made the whole situation even messier. Ari didn't break his heart, she broke his ego. Now here's where things get even more emotional. Because for weeks, rumors kept swirling that Bagg wasn't mad at Ari for leaving. He was mad at himself for letting things get this far, for messing up something so rare, for pushing away someone who actually loved him deeper than he realized. And that regret, that's the kind of pain grown men feel in their chest. People closest to them claimed Bagg looked at old videos, old pictures, old memories, wishing he could turn back time, wishing he didn't say certain things, wishing he appreciated her the way she wanted to be appreciated. But the thing about Ari Fletcher? Once she's done, she's done. She doesn't circle back, she doesn't spin the block, she doesn't reopen old chapters after she's closed the book. That reality hit Moneybagg harder than any rumor, any headline, any blog post ever could. And now the world is watching both of them move forward, but in completely different ways. Ari is glowing, thriving, rebuilding herself, not from scratch, but from strength. Moneybagg is reflecting, regretting, relearning who he is without the woman he once thought would be in his life forever. And maybe that's the true sadness of this entire story. Two people who once looked unstoppable, now walking separate paths, both changed by the love they lost. In the end, whether the rumors are exaggerated or not, one thing is clear. This breakup wasn't just another celebrity scandal. It was two human beings who loved hard, fought hard, and eventually reached a breaking point that neither of them could ignore. Moneybagg's emotional moment wasn't weakness, it was humanity. It was the reality that even the strongest men can crumble when love slips through their fingers. And Ari's exit wasn't cruelty, it was self-respect. It was the decision to choose peace over chaos, healing over hurt, and self-worth over struggle. So now the world watches, wondering if they'll ever cross paths again, even if just as friends, wondering if love will truly fade or simply evolve. Because sometimes the story doesn't end because the love is gone. Sometimes it ends because the love wasn't enough to hold everything else together. And that is the real heartbreak.